Good morning and welcome to Gulfstream today. Brian Nato and Samantha Perry with you as we kick off somehow already week 3 of the championship meet. A little cooler today, a little overcast, but the weather looks pretty darn good all weekend long. Fast main track, firm turf course, and Tapeta as well. And looking forward to having you aboard on a 9-race card. And boy, I was doing the morning rundown, and the Rainbow Six already $350,000.
I know, it's pretty wild. They put a ton of money into it over the weekend, and that will just continue to grow.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of stuff going on this weekend. Good racing, good 9-pack today, Brian.
Yeah, there's some good 2-year-old racing over the course of the weekend. Of course, turf racing in the spotlight as well, and really looking forward to that. Like Samantha said, 9-race card today. That early pick 5 about 58 minutes away. That 12:20 post. We'll take a look at my ticket now. The pools have been so healthy. We thank everybody for firing along. I lost 3 top picks today. Kind of a bummer to me. Yeah, 4 deep in the opener. Back-to-back singles. Race 2, it's the 3, it's only words. And race 3, it's the 4, and that is my actual best bet, War Commander. There at probably be a short number with a pretty key scratch in that race. In race number 4, the top pick is the 2. She's so sexy, and then you can see me spreading in race 5. Lost my long shot in there, unfortunately, though, so I do scratch into a shorter price horse with the 2, Ever Dangerous, on a $30 early pick 5 ticket. And we'll kick things off in the opener here. We'll go a mile and a 16th on the Tapeta. 12-5 maiden claimers here. The tag is 12-5, Fillies and mares going at it here at a mile and a 16th. Clean race, a field of 9, and you are on Samantha the 5. Makia, Victor Barboza, second off the claim today.
Yeah, I think that the second off the claim angle is a good one for the Barboza barn, who actually has had a really nice start to the championship meet, which is kind of surprising because last year he was pretty dull. But I think the quality of horse has changed a little bit for him, which helps. I like this horse. This race specifically, the Searchy race and St. Chapelle race, I'm not a huge fan of. But I do feel like this was a day where the Tapeta leaders were not holding very well.
Yeah, and we kind of talk about that a lot. Routing on the Tapeta, trying to wire the field isn't necessarily the maybe best course of action. Now, with that being said, you get Amicio here, and he's probably going to be sending here. It's not like this horse ran all that poorly. Was off the claim last time. I definitely think is somewhere in the mix. I don't know. I might look like a real fool in 56 minutes or not. I made the 9, the morning line favorite. It's Irad. We haven't seen this horse since March, okay? Trainer switch to Jose Pinchin. Kind of a painfully slow Tapeta race back in March for Riley Mott. I look at the bullet. I look at Irad, and I'm thinking they're going today.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. And this is a great post position and quite honestly a race where nobody's tipped their hand too much.
I think that's very, very well said. The losses are adding up for quite a few of them. What do you do with the 3? Bam Bam. I took 2 fresh new faces because of what Samantha kind of hinted at, that race that she's coming out of. We're not too sure about it.
Yeah, I'm not either. And I don't know what to do with this Mike Maker barn right now. Everywhere they're just not firing, so it's just kind of concerning whenever you're seeing these Mike Maker horses pop up in the entry box. You kind of wonder which way they're headed.
Yeah, a little bit of a wait and see approach. St. Chapelle, second time Lisa Lewis with Tyler aboard. Get a little value there on the 2. Early pick 4 kicks off in race number 2. We'll go 6 furlongs on a fast main track here. These are fillies and mares 3 and up, which have never won 3. A clean field. The tag is 12-5. Early pick 4 on Samantha's ticket today.
Yeah, and it's a $18 play for me here. I'm spreading in this second race, and in race number 3, I do have the 4 on top, but I also have the 7 and the 8 in the mix. The 8 might be an interesting newcomer for the Dave Fox barn. Race number 4, I've got the 8 on top as well. That is Euphema for Steve Glasaris, and in race 5, Ever Dangerous on top for me. My single. $18 is the play.
Might get loose in there.
Might.
Scratch out of a way tougher race with a way tougher post position last week to run here. And I scratch into that one, but I think that's a very, very likely logical single. Now, let's get back to this opening leg here. We've got a strong favorite in the 3. It's Only Words, but you're going to
I knew this was coming. I was waiting for it.
you're going to pick Splurge again for Splurge has run 20 times in her career, and you've picked her 19 times in a row, I think. So.
Well, maybe only 17, but we're going to get back to the dirt here. This is my long shot. I don't like this race, to be honest. I also really don't trust It's Only Words, but I think that this filly...
You trust Splurge?
I don't trust Splurge, but I am using 3 others in my ticket too. But Splurge is going to get back to the dirt. Hasn't been back on the dirt in a long time. Her races on the dirt were against Maiden Special Weight Company. I feel like this is just an easier spot now. Is she any good anymore? Probably not, but we'll try something new. I promise this will be my last time. Promise.
Blinkers go on. Boy, she hasn't been on the dirt in a long time. 0 for 3, but it was in a different part of her career. Listen, I got nothing clever. I'm picking the 3. It's Only Words. It's Rohan. It's IRAD. Rohan off the claim, 20%. IRAD is here as well. Second off a sizable lift. This looks like Rohan made the claim at the perfect time.
Yeah, that's what you're hoping for when you claim these horses. Ron found a stat, too, on Rohan Crichton. We'll take a look at it. I can imagine it has to do with off the claim. On dirt sprints, this is a huge statistic here.
Yeah, for sure. 32%. Yeah. This is such a sharp barn. Probably going to be a little more picky and choosy during the championship meet. I think it's worth paying that much more attention to. Let's show you Defended now for Oscar Gonzalez and Vincente Stella. Haven't seen Defended since 920. Okay, I want to show you this race. It's a big class drop for Defended. But this was when the barn was really rolling, and you could not ask for a better trip for Defended. The winner is the 1, so she's garden trip stalking with the 1. And she couldn't even run second in here. I did not like this effort, and now we haven't seen her since.
Yeah, that's a bit concerning, right? And this is a race where, I feel like any other time, or like maybe 3 months ago, we would have said this horse isn't losing today. But now just the way that the barn has been going, you kind of wonder, first off, where have you been? And second, you're coming back where you can be taken for a tag.
I feel very fortunate that his 1 win at the championship meet I got, because I'm not picking him anymore.
Yeah, okay, that's
the horses are not firing since he's come back. So just, food for thought. Take note. They still get bet, and they still, look viable on paper. They haven't been firing their best shot. Lightning dust off the claim for Kathleen O'Connell. Listen, Kathleen, formerly the all-time winningest female trainer, does not claim a lot of horses. I feel like that's significant, isn't it?
Yeah, a reclaim as well. So that's huge, I think.
Yeah, very, very sharp barn, dipping back in for a horse that she did some good work with in the past. Now, race number 3, we go $170 on the Tapeta. $25,000 maiden claimers here. 2-year-olds going at it in this spot here. Scratch of the 6, Solo Me, is out of this race. Very short number. My best bet of the day. War Commander is also your top pick.
Yeah, look, this is a little bit of a drop, but honestly, it's just the way that this horse kind of just lays over the field against the rest of the runners. There's really not a lot to go off of. You get IRAD here. The blinkers go on. Maybe just sharpen the horse up a little bit. Second time routing just seems down the road, right?
Absolutely. Let's take a look at a stat, too, that Ronnie found on Victor Barboza. Samantha said it in the opening leg, and I couldn't agree more. This is not a great stat. 3 for 24, just 13% here. Somehow that ROI is almost $2. Yeah. Victor Barboza, plain and simple, point blank, did not have a good go of it during the championship meet last year. It's a statement of fact.
Yeah.
And it was off a trainer's title, too. But, boy, the barn has come out firing. It's good to see. And now when you get IRAD here, you better look out.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, at a very short number. I had the 6 in second. We've got now Romero. This is the first-time starter for Dave Fox, who can do no wrong all year. He's 20% with firsters, but routing on debut. Gelding, by the way. And I want to mention that. The 8 is a gelding.
Yeah, routing on debut is not ideal. It's hard, especially from this post position as a 2-year-old. You could break outward, lose some ground. But whenever Dave Fox, I feel like, enters them for a maiden claiming tag, they usually run quite well. So I think he's going to be in the mix. Maybe not to win, but he might be in the mix.
Yeah, and this one's not debuting at the bottom, which I think is a positive sign, and he's certainly not biting off more than he can chew either. Reneg, the 7 for Garofalo, and Chicken Das got some speed, and certainly I would think, off a drop after a fade. That was a good group last time.
It was.
So I think is in the mix, but certainly IRAB, a War Commander, at a short number. That's 3 down. 6 to go on this 9-pack on a Thursday. When we come back, that Rainbow 6, Ronnie's got the ticket, $350,000 in the estimated jackpot. That pool is huge already. Stay tuned for that.
All-Access Past Performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All-Access Past Performances. Go to drf.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
Welcome back to Gulfstream Today. Brian and Samantha with you as we kick off week 3 of the championship meet. 9-pack for you here on Thursday on a fast and firm day. And as we talked about at the Open and talked about before the break, that Rainbow Six, $350,000 already. It's a big, big number. Ronnie's coming out for the opener, but he's got this updated ticket. We'll take a look at it now. There we go.
43.20. He's spreading in the first couple of legs. Race number 6, just 2 for him. He's got the 1 parallel and the 3 Rachel's Song. Race number 7. A few scratches in that race. He's got the 8, 9, and 10. Those look like the logical ones. I definitely use both of those. Race 8, there's the 8. Venezuela is gold, his single. That's my single, my late pick 5 as well. And in race number 9, it is a state bred maiden special weight on the grass. Campaign Street, first-time starter for John Terranova. And he also has the first-timer for Safi, first-timer for Jose D'Angelo, and Kelly Breen. Oh, my late pick 5 looks a lot like his Rainbow Six. 43.20.
Wow. All right. I got a best bet in race 8. I don't like the horse at all. We'll see. I had one heck of a time with that race.
I bet, yeah.
Is for sure. All right. Let's get back to this opening leg now in race number 4. We'll go 5.5 on the Tapeta in here. These are fillies and mares 3 and up, which have never won 2. Your tag is 17.5. Scratch the 4, Call Me Penny, and take note that Mika Husbands will ride the 5. Our Fortune Cookie, and you are on top with the 8 here, and that is Euphema on a drop for Steve Glaceris.
Okay, well, the drop is one thing, but I think getting Tyler in the saddle is another big thing here to note. I like the post position. Now, the horse had the 10 post last time out, but was just, to be honest, just kind of never saved any ground the whole race, and she just meddled in that kind of neutral position. She's 6 years old. She's only got 1 win. She's not any great shakes here, but I think maybe against this field and on the class drop will be better today.
Yeah, this is a sizable drop.
Yeah.
I mean, Tinky Barrio is solid on the Tapeta, and my wife knows it all isn't bad as well. So this is a drop in half, and it's a bit. We talk a lot of times when you go from 16 to 12 or even from 8 to 12, it's not that big of a deal.
Right.
I do agree that this is a pretty big deal today. Let's show Evanora and let's show She's So Sexy. I've got the 2 on top. She's So Sexy. It's Safi and Edgard here. But let's show this race. Both of them get floated very, very wide here. And She's So Sexy. We weren't going to run the whole thing, but she checked back at the start to lose very, very key position.
Yep.
She will not be where she was in that race today. Today she won't be where she was last time.
Yes, I agree completely because she's got way more speed
Yeah.
than that, and that's how she does her best running. But she's been freshened up since that race, which I think is a good sign here. And we're seeing a lot of horses that have kind of taken a couple of months and now are back. And I think that's a good thing against a group like this.
Yeah, without a doubt. Evanora off the claim for Barboza.
Yep.
That's 44%. That is 22 out of 50. I'm not going to make you do the math. Just trust me on that.
Yeah, I do.
22 out of 50. And who's here? Irad. So,
Yeah.
short number on a horse that very likely could blow way up today. The 5th is a good one now, and it's on the turf to wrap up the early 5 and 4, kick off the late pick 5 as well. We'll go a mile on a firm turf course. The rails at 45 feet. Take note of that in this $20,000 claimer for 3-year-olds and up. Scratch out the 5. Be here in the 9 Mata. That was my long shot, unfortunately. I scratch into what Samantha might have a single. Let's take a look at her late pick 5, though.
Yeah, I am singling here with this. I feel like this is a race where you could go so many different ways, but I'm just going to go down early with the 2 here for George Weaver. Race number 6, I do have the 3 on top. That's Rachel's Song. Race 7, I have the 10 on top. I do scratch into the 10, Smoke and Bow for Steve Glaceris. Race 8, I'm singling Venezuela's Gold. I understand the hesitation there by you, but we'll see off the claim maybe. And in race number 9, I do have the 10 on top, Designer Bag. I do scratch into the 10.
All right.
Designer Bag.
$24 late pick 5 ticket, and again, as it has been all championship meet, these pools and these late pick 5s, very, very big. Ever Dangerous, probably to catch in here, right?
That's what I'm hoping for, at least when the rails are out at 45 feet like this. One, having speed just in general has been such a big play these last couple of weeks of the championship meet, but now as these rails are starting to move further out, it's even better. George Weaver owns this horse as well. I think he's won on this turf course before. He likes it.
And he was in a salty spot last
Big
week
time.
with a bad post. The question is, how much pace pressure does Irad in the 11 Treasure King put on him? Because they could get a little hot and bothered early. Treasure King's got good turf races to fall back on, too.
Yeah, he does, although he hasn't been on it since early May. But that was a race, though, I didn't like because that Mutawid was like 15-1 for the Hertax, I think, right?
I'm going to raise you on that. I want to say about 42-1 or so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was a big price, and I just wonder why couldn't you seen that through?
Right. Now, Light Fury's got some speed as well. I'll be on the Tapeta. To me, I don't think he's a very good turf horse, though.
No, I agree completely. But the speed.
Speed?
Yeah.
Okay. I just hope that everybody doesn't get all hot and bothered.
That's
because
true.
Then, conversely, it could really set it up. Mailman Money is probably the one that could trip out here because he wants to be close, but not that close.
Yeah, exactly. And this is a pretty good drop, I think, for this horse. A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt. Very compelling race to kick off the late pick 5. Now we'll kick off the late pick 4. In race number 6, we'll go a mile and a 16th on the Tapeta. It's a state-bred optional claimer for the fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. It's a clean field of 7. And let's take a look at my late 4 ticket before we get into this race here. Completely had to kind of upend it, and to be perfectly honest with you, I could have easily singled the 10 in the nightcap for $4, but we'll get to that in a second. Race 7, the top pick, another scratch into, which is a real bummer. The scratch into is the 9, Austonian. You can see my single and my best bet of the day in race 8 is Ghostly Rose. And in race 9, I went 4 deep, but my goodness, designer bag might be 3 to 5, especially if they don't bet the firsters with key scratches. I lost my top pick, the 5. The 1 is out. The 3 is out. We'll get to it in a second. But there you go on a $16 play. But like I said, if you're on a budget or you like to play these pick 4s like heavy or several times, the 10 is a very, very likely single for a lot of people.
Yep.
In the finale. All right, Samantha, let's get back to it now in race number 6 here. As we mentioned, we're on the Tapeta. Rachel Song couldn't get it done last time at 30 cents on the dollar. She was well clear of the rest in second at least, and she ran a good race.
Yeah, she was. I was against her in her last start. I had the winner that day because I just felt like her race 2 starts back, that race was tailor-made for her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you couldn't have written an easier race in order for her to get the victory. I don't want to take anything away from her because she still runs really well, but now against this group, she looks cozy.
Well, I want to show you Parallel. I know this is on the turf, but Parallel has run well on the Tapeta.
Yeah.
This was her first start for Carlos David, and she's a different horse.
Yes.
Okay. She's ready to jump over the field here, and she's going to tip out. She's going to win for fun. You never saw this before. She was loaded for bear into the breach now, and she's down the road.
Yeah.
This was turf. I get it. But she's just a different horse now for a barn that we have seen time and time again.
Yep.
Has a penchant for moving them way up. And I think you better look out today on the Tapeta, first start for the barn.
And that was a geared down win, too. Like, so she's one that I think you really probably should be using.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like Ashima at all. We talked about this race on Sunday that they were all coming out of.
Yep.
Ashima at 30 cents and 50 cents on the dollar for Carlos David and Jose D'Angelo's just laughed at a bunch of open eights.
Right.
She's in with State Breds off the claim for Salvatore Santoro today. I don't know. She's in the mix, but I want to see more.
Yeah, I agree completely. And especially when you're moving away from barns like Jose D'Angelo and Carlos David. You're coming back in a month almost.
Yeah.
So,
Now, we don't know a lot about this barn. It's 2 for 6 on the year, so it's not like we're in an 0 for 27 barn or anything. Amicio says, yep, I'll stick around, but I think the waters are a lot deeper today, even though she was beating and whooping up on Open Company. But we're in State Breds with a couple of real runners, I think, today. Late pick 3 now in race 7. Don't forget $1 late pick 3 as well. And this is an $8,000 2L for 3-year-olds and up. Scratch the 1. You're my style. You're my top pick out. Allegrini. The 6 is out. Mika Husbands will ride the 4, and you are on the 10. That's Smoke and Bo. You're trying to get some horses home today that they don't like Ryan and Lauren out there in the winner's circle, and Adam for that matter, getting their picture taken. 1 for 22.
Yeah.
Smoke and Bo.
Not a great angle, way more underneath finishes. Horse really loves to run second.
Yeah.
You're going to get Irad today. I like this outside post. Now, to be fair, I did scratch into this horse. Okay. So that being said, I don't really have that strong of an opinion.
Well, let's show the
here.
race.
Yeah,
by the way.
we'll show it. Yeah.
Amazing Woo and Smoke and Bow. The knock here to me is on Amazing Woo. I thought you had to absolutely win. And
yes, absolutely.
Win.
Yeah, Amazing Woo. I don't really want any part of this horse here today. And Smoke and Bow was a huge number last time out. Picked up some ground late. Sammy Camacho was aboard. Now we're going to get Irad Ortiz. Sammy Camacho is a very aggressive and strong rider, and I'm not saying Irad can't pick this horse up and carry him to the wire by any means at all, but maybe, just maybe, with this outside post, can get involved a little bit earlier on, and we're stretching out a furlong.
Yeah, that might help a little bit, and as you said, you scratch into him. I scratch into the 9. Austonian, this is a big drop. Now it's his first time. Dave Fawkes from Bobby Hess hasn't been out since March. Big drop. Tyler's here. I don't know. I kind of feel like this horse is spotted to score.
And Tyler rode this horse before going to the bench, which I think is also a really good sign.
Yeah, absolutely. We showed you Amazing Woo. I moved this one up into second because I thought that was a race where, I don't want to say he didn't run good at all. Not the case at all. But boy, oh boy, that was set up for him perfectly. And he said, "Nah, I don't really feel like it." Race 8. We've already kind of hinted at it. It's compelling. It's on the Tapeta. It's a starter optional claimer here for the 2-year-olds. We go 5 furlongs. I had about 6 different morning line favorites, and finally settled on the 3. I guess your and Ron's best bet is not going to be 5-1. Apparently, it's Safi off the claim for Edgar Zayas. Bouchero trying Tapeta, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. The Bouchero statistics on the Tapeta are just incredible, and it sprints all around, but Tapeta sprints, and of course we're going to see that because he was standing in Florida, so we're just going to see more of inflated Tapeta stats just due to what the races that his offspring have been running on here. But I like the fact that they kind of waited on this horse just a little bit here. He's got enough tactical speed. I feel like really Edgar could put him anywhere he wants and he'll be fine. Yeah.
You think they waited on him? Because it's been 3 months.
No, I don't think they necessarily. But I think it's good that he got time in the program.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, he's been working. I'll give him that. I just don't think they claimed this horse for 35 and said, let's settle down for 3 months.
No.
He was super duper slow. Claimed from Victor Barboza, by the way. So it's not easier said than done. I guess they're going to bet him. Maybe I missed him. I don't know. My best bet's Ghostly Rose. I mean, this is a massive class drop for this horse, who, oh, by the way, has been running pretty darn well in stakes races, too.
Very well, but on the grass I would agree, but now we're on the Tapeta.
Well, he aired on the Tapeta in a race that nobody will touch on his debut. I don't know if he gets back to it or not.
That's the big question. If he gets back to it, there's nobody going to beat him.
Let's show you Dios Will here now, because if he's freewheeling on the lead again, nobody's going to beat him. I mean, we all, fell asleep at the wheel in this one. The tote board said he's going to win, and watch him win. There was never, ever, he was 2-5 the entire way, and this was a really impressive win.
Oh, this was okay. Yeah, this was an interesting horse that everybody kind of bet, except us, I guess. He was a huge price on debut going 2 turns. I don't think we'll see this again today. I feel like that was a one-hit wonder.
All right.
I think. I could be way wrong, and that's fine. That was definitely impressive. I felt like the inside paths were really bad. Or not bad, but not great. And he definitely took advantage. Yeah, exactly. I don't believe in that race at all. in him specifically.
They're going to have to catch him.
Yeah.
He's a dangerous horse. They're going to have to catch him. The one aired last time finally. He got back to the Tapeta. Yeah. Torches passed. What do you got? 3. Okay, you got the 3 in there. Yeah. This is a good race. Spice Bag, Mike Deeney, your buddy Mike Deeney. This horse ran okay on debut at Colonial.
Yeah, and this is not a trainer that wins first time out by any means, and now he's going to ship across the state to try the Tapeta here. I don't know. Sammy Marin is also coming across the state to come ride here. I think that this is a good sign nonetheless. I know those Colonial races on the grass, it's a way different ball game when you get him on the Tapeta here, but hey, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. He should be a big number in here. Irad's on a horse that should be about 25-1, I think, but Possum is, I don't know what.
There's a few of these Parks horses coming over this weekend, and to me, they're just fades.
They're total tosses, but, you're going to take Irad at short. What about Makoa? His Tapeta race, his Tapeta sprint was awesome.
It was really good, and that's what's so interesting here is I don't know how they're going to run this race, which made it very hard to figure out. I don't know who's going to – is the 8 going to take advantage of maybe some pace here? Is the 2 just going to try to air him on the front end? The 4's got speed too. I don't know what they're going to do here.
That's why I like the 3, but the 2's going to be in front. I don't know how fast he'll be going or who's pressing or going with him. He's going to be in front where what happens in the stretch remains to be seen, but they're going to have to catch him. He's dangerous in there. The finale, unfortunately, he got hit hard with the scratches. I lost my top pick. The 10 is going to be about 3 or 2 to 5. Now it's a maiden special weight. State breds on the turf. Again, the rails at 48 feet for these 2-year-old fillies. The 1 Golden Valley, the 2 Lindsay Smiles, the 3 City Ta, and the 5 Super Amusing are all out. So not only does the best horse stick, but the best horse with a really bad post position is not all that bad anymore. And we'll show you the 10 Designer Bag, who's really going to be a short price in here.
Yeah, I don't think that this was a very strong field by any means.
Totally.
Yep, but now with the scratches, you see this spot here, which, by the way, this was her first start. She was really game in this race. She wanted to win, which is great to see. Kelly Breen, another trainer that with first-time starters, he's not known for it. Second-time starters, really not either. But Screen Door Stables is a stable he's had for a while here. She tried hard. She probably doesn't know she lost that race.
No, I was going to say the same. I was thinking the same thing, but old Cheese felt like she wanted to try that day. So that was surprising, too. So I don't know about that. Now, there are a slew of firsters who are going to debut today. And if one of them can run a little bit, Designer Bag, that was a very slow race, okay?
Yeah.
So the Designer Bag is at the mercy of some of them. The problem is it's kind of sort of a little bit of a guess. Zaza J in second for me. Did you see anything from them? Campaign Secret? I mean, John Terranova with a first-time starter on turf, that's not his thing.
No, it's really not. Now you get the rail as well. This horse at the sale just worked okay. You could just – I don't like the barn that did sell this horse at the sale, and so when there's only one work on XBTV of this horse. The horse is working solo on the grass at Palm Meadows, and it was a decent work. She's definitely of a real light filly. I want to see her here in the paddock, but this is not a barn that's really known for first-time starters. And like I said, the rail is just not ideal.
No. If you're not familiar with John Terranova, he's a sharp trainer that's been, based in New York for many, many years, and he knows the score, but he's never going to crank up a horse. We actually saw it a couple weeks ago when he had a first-time starter with Irad that ran okay, but debuting is not his thing, and this is not a barn that's going to crank him up. I'm going to say this, Lady River Lily. Now, at 62, 50, 71, and 23-1 up in New York and at Monmouth. That turf race was open maidens at Saratoga last time. If you're a figure player, that was as fast as the favorite.
Yeah, it was. And the horse that won the race was a really nice runner for Chad Brown that came back to win again.
Yeah.
So, look, you're allowed to do what you just said, look around at other horses now, especially. I gave this race a different look whenever the scratches came in. Like, okay, who else can you use to maybe blow this up a little bit?
Yeah, she was 82-1 that day and didn't run poorly at all. She beat a few home. State breds today. Of course, 15-1 is long gone as well. So it's a good, solid 9-race card to kick off the week here, championship week number 3. Let's take a look at the lightning round, though. We can kind of get into the standings now that we've had 8 racing days behind us. And the jock standings and trainer standings. We'll start with the jocks here, and let's see what's going on. Edgard got off to a very, very good start, and that's good to see.
Yeah, it is great to see a jockey that had a fantastic 4-win day on Sunday. That was really nice.
And Edwin is parlaying that title at the Sunshine Meet to a good start here during the championship meet. Irad is right there, as obviously he always will be. Lionel, good to see, and I can't say it enough. Lionel on the turf with these big numbers. You got to pay attention to him, and Tyler's going to be on the board all winter long. We know that. as well. Trainers standings, let's see what Safi's got going on here. Hey, Jose's off to a good start, huh?
Yep, Jose is off to a very good start. Same with Victor, of course, Safi. That's no surprise there. It'll be interesting to see how this moves and shakes as we get further into this championship meet.
Yeah, I think there's a guy named Todd Pletcher will be up there pretty soon. Now, Pegasus tickets are on sale. You got to get them now. And as we talk about that, we can also talk about next Saturday on the 21st, and we're going to draw that card this Saturday. That is Pegasus Preview Day. And, boy, there's a lot to look forward to already.
Yep, there is. It's just a month away after next week, the Pegasus Preview Day for the Pegasus World Cup. We get to see some of those horses that will be running on the big day. But every day is a big day here, it feels like, to be honest. But definitely looking forward to the Pegasus.
I'll tell you what, if you haven't looked at Saturday's card already, and we will talk about it, we will preview it, and our picks are already out there and all that good stuff, the 2 turf stakes are out of this world.
Yep.
I think there's 30 horses in them. Obviously, we're going to go with 12 apiece. What a job the racing office has done, and that's the Oaks and the Derby, Tropical Park Oaks and Derby, and they are awesome races. Good 2-year-old racing on Saturday as well. Do we have all 3 of us have dueling best bets? Are you in race 8 with Venezuela's Gold?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe so.
Yeah. All right. Ronnie is as well. So long 5-1, and I'm on the same race with the 3 Ghostly Rose, and maybe she'll be 5-1. He'll be 5-1. Excuse me.
Yeah, maybe.
To be determined. I lost my long shot, so I think. Are you carrying the baton or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Splurge is carrying the baton.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, hey, if you want somebody to carry a baton for you, my goodness, you could do worse than Splurge. That is for sure.
Yeah.
We have fun up here, if nothing else. Hey, that's it. 9 of them for you. Ronnie's coming out for the opener. $350 in the Rainbow. That is absolutely huge already. And Pete Aiello is upstairs with your scratches and changes on a fun 9-pack here to kick off the week at Gulfstream Park.